Strike 3 called, and the Cubs do nothing. Wisdom has been thrown out of the game. Wisdom slammed his helmet down. He says, "I didn't say a word" to James Jean. Patrick has been tossed out of the game. Umpire James Jean tossing him immediately.
If he's not saying anything to you or he hasn't looked at you, why is that you get to judge and take that guy's the rest of his day away?
And hits Altuve's foot. They're going to say fair ball. Brennan Miller's going to say that ball didn't hit Altuve, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. Brennan Miller is not ingratiating himself to Astros players, coaches, or manager.
You got to ask for help.
You got to check with other umpires to see if it did hit Altuve.
Altuve needs to be pulled out of the situation. They need to keep him in this game.
They're going to say that's a fair ball, and it did not hit Altuve in the end of the inning. Josh Hader taking the mound here for the bottom half of the 9th inning. Altuve showing where it hit his foot. And now he's ejected.
Oh, man, that's amazing.
You're right, though. They should have got Altuve out of there. He's been ejected. We're going to have a tie game heading to the bottom of the 9th. Altuve will limp off the field. This game is crazy. Jose Altuve ejected. Here's a replay, Blummer.
Yeah, you can see the top of the shoe. Watch the baseball changing a little bit of direction, hitting off that big toe of Jose Altuve before it goes to third base. But none of the umpires brought in. Brennan Miller making that call on his own. But it looked like a change of direction to the point that Jose Altuve took off his shoe and sock to show where that ball hit. I've never seen that before. There's Altuve trying to show the evidence. Hit him right there. Polka's exposed.
3 for 3 tonight, 12 for 14 since the All-Star break. And a single away from hitting for the cycle in 6 innings.
Inside it hit him and got him on the left arm. No hit for Bobby Witt Jr. He takes his base on a hit by pitch.
Well, that's not going to make Junior happy, any of his teammates, and any one of the fans here tonight. That will stir him up.
And he may have just got one of his teammates hit tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure now they'll definitely retaliate, I would imagine.
1 on, 2 out.
Knew that was coming. Now they have to do this, see. So whenever that happens, warn the guys now to see if they. Yeah, everyone will warn them. Everybody gets a warning.
Now these are the warnings that will not typically anger the dugouts because it was taken care of professionally by the players on the field.
Exactly.
They had a guy that was hit. We had a guy that was hit. Q's coming out because he wants to get Salvi out of the conversation. You saw how angry Salvi was when Junior got hit. I don't fully understand this one. And Torey Lovello is a very respected baseball man in the game. And yet his team is down by 7. Bobby Witt Jr. was hit on the arm. Gabriel Moreno was hit on the back. And usually it's over and you move on. Now, if this was a 1 or 2 run game, I could understand what Torey Lovello is saying.
Well, as we went to commercial, Alex Cora was thrown out of the game, arguing with the home plate umpire Mark Wegner, who is the crew chief, and he tossed him. And AC came out to get his money's worth. First time he's been ejected since June 8th at the White Sox.
The hat came off and everything. And I'll tell you right now, OB, you made a great point. The Winkowski pitch early in the game, the double by Stallings basically was the pitch.
Well, Aaron Boone between innings has been thrown out. He was barking at the home plate umpire, and he had his say. And then Jimenez said, "You're out." So that's the 38th time in his young managerial career he's been tossed. An emphatic toss there by Jimenez, and the 5th time this year. And then he got his money's worth. And Jimenez didn't even say anything back. He listened to everything that Boone was saying.
Stanek will throw on 3-2 after having walked the first 2 hitters of the inning. Mariners bullpen is hot behind Stanek. And there's strike 3 called. Shotwell can't believe it. Mike Estabrook, the home plate umpire, has ejected Shotwell, who is irate at the 3rd strike called for the 2nd straight at bat.
That's also the 5th called 3rd strike by Estabrook to Angels today. That was another pretty good pitch, though.
We'll go there, apparently without Skip Schumacher, who has just been tossed rather calmly, I would say, by the home plate umpire Rob Drake.
Well, it's been brewing. You really go back to the strikeout of Emmanuel Rivera. That was back in the 2nd inning. And then the strikeout on Jazz. 2 pitches that were clearly at least 6 inches off the plate.
Runner going, and that one is foul tipped in and out of the glove. And here comes Bruce Bochy, and I don't like that call too much.
I'm saying that he dropped the ball. It was a foul tip drop, not a foul tip catch.
Yep, and lost it on the exchange.
It's on the transfer. That's the right call.
Still having it out with Moscoso. And Bunch, he wanted a little bit more, and Moscoso said, nope, that's enough. And look, Boch, you understand too here, it is not like the way things have been going for his ball club either. Sometimes the manager just needs to show a little bit extra here to get the fellas fired up as well. I got the sense at some point there that he wanted to get run.
I'm with you.
Right-hander. Got him.
Did you throw him out? You tossed him.
And given how we've seen the strike zone expand for Sears.
And this time a little bit lower and gets a call. And now McCutcheon says, well, you gave him that other one. And right away, Nestor Seiya doesn't want to hear it. And somebody just got tossed immediately, and it's Andy Haynes, the Pirates hitting coach. He's had enough. Do your job, he's screaming.
And you got to love that as a player when your hitting coach is standing up for it early in the game like that.
Strike 3. Wells down looking. He has his hands on his hips. Doesn't love the call.
Yeah, and as a catcher, you have to be careful because you understand that you have the lead and you want to get those pitches. And he's right. It's down. It's a really good pitch. It's a real borderline pitch.
I'm wondering if Boone got thrown out because you're not allowed to argue balls and strikes. And Trip Gibson is listening to the Yankee manager.
Or you wonder if somebody else in the dugout got thrown out. And hopefully it wasn't Austin Wells as he was walking back.
The crew chief Laz Diaz joins the fray.
There's no other way to put it. The strike zone has been all over the place today. George Springer rung up on a pitch low of the zone. He was talking to Laz Diaz, and Kevin Gausman, right before God Bless America, really going at the home plate.
Yeah, Gausman was giving it to Laz Diaz as I think Diaz threw Gausman out, and then they start God Bless America. John Snyder still arguing why both Laz and Snyder are.
That's not a strike. Can you say at this point, other than this has got to get better? Another one. Look at Cowsley, said that's not a strike. Yeah, Larry Vanover just threw somebody out of the Orioles dugout. I don't know who, but somebody had it coming, and Brandon Hyde's going to come out. Looked like he mouthed, "Who'd you throw out?" Brandon Hyde apparently has been ejected from this game, and he's going to get his money's worth before he leaves. He's holding up 4 fingers again. It wasn't a very hostile conversation there from Brandon. He accepts his fate.
Take a look at the final pitch of last half inning. Ellie De La Cruz thought it was low. He had a calm but extended conversation with home plate man and crew chief Bill Miller. And after seemingly that conversation was done in calm fashion, David Bell came out from the dugout and just about quickly, in somewhat understated fashion, gone.
And I think that David Bell said to Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, that pitch was out. And that was an awful quick ejection by Bill Miller.
So Bell just set a franchise record, the 31st.
And that one. Whoa! Looked like it was off the plate. Langford thought it was wide, and Bruce Bochy not real pleased either. Strike 3 call to end the inning, and that is a huge missed call when the Rangers had the bases loaded.
Wyatt Langford just in disbelief.
And Boch wants to get his.
He might get run right
here. Yeah. Yep. Oh,
wow, and he gives him that pitch.
He's given 2 in a row. The one
Good
before that.
night.
Chip, you see the one? I know you're throwing. Yes, you can see Snit. One before that was even lower.
Ridiculous. Snit is from the Bobby Cox School of Managing, and yeah. You're seeing he's getting his money's worth. Yep, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I was just fixing to say you're about to see Snit get thrown out of this game.
I think he's giving us a show, boys. This will be the first Braves ejection of the year. Get him, Snett.
It's a joke.
Well, he's warranted in doing this. It's been a very inconsistent strike zone, mostly gone against the Braves. He got a little bit of a front.
Balk is called, and a run will score.
Tim Aaron's about to get tossed out.
Well, Stephen Vogt came over to protect him. This is a full week's worth, if not more, of pent-up frustration for the Guardians. And it might be coming to a head here tonight.
I think, man, watching this thing back, it doesn't look like he does anything. I think
George said that hit me. Yeah, he said, yeah, check it out.
The call on the field stands. No hit by pitch. Toronto loses their challenge.
But there's no way. That ball hit George Springer's foot and directionally changed direction.
He just threw him out. Gonzalez might have said something that really tripped the trigger of Springer because he is hot. But George was hit.
Squares around the bunt. Does so firmly to third. Hernandez bobbles and throws, and he's safe.
I mean, this is a great play all around. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Dave Roberts out there arguing with Hunter Wendelstedt, and he's been thrown out of the game. Now, the definition of obstruction is...
Another one's in there. Right on the edges. Yeah, those are two big league fastballs right there. First one on the outside corner, that one right at the knees. Murphy giving it to Phil Cuzzy. That mask comes off quick. Murphy, I would guess, knows it's a strike on the K zone, but wants to make sure Contreras knows his manager's fighting for him. Brewers down a run in the 8th inning. On the ground, got a chance for 2 here. De La Cruz to Espinal, over to first in time for a double play, and that'll end the inning. I think Cuzzy just launched somebody out of here.
Yeah, just threw out William Contreras. That was a long-range throw out, by the way.
They've gone 26-13 against their division, but it's kind of skewed because they've dominated the White Sox and the Tigers, the 2 teams at the bottom, and they haven't played as well against Minnesota. And
somebody got thrown out already. Johnny Washington, that breaking ball below the strike zone. That was quick.
Johnny Washington a few steps out of the dugout, and now Ron Washington cuts him off. It's the second time Johnny Washington's been ejected this year. He's been ejected more times than Ron Washington.
I mean, that pitch was definitely below the strike zone too. And there's been a couple calls in this game where they've been going the pitcher's way. That's for sure. That's well below the strike zone, especially when you see Perez bring that glove up so quickly.
Vic Carapazza with a quick hook on Johnny Washington, the Angels hitting coach.
That one. Oh my goodness! Come on. That's not a strike. That's not close to a strike. And Bob Melvin just got kicked out of the game, and I don't blame him. I mean, that's a call from an umpire that can change a whole game. And you ring a guy up on that pitch, and then you toss the manager out on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make that call, then you got to wear it. You got to understand you made a mistake, and you're going to wear it. And he did not want to listen to Bob Melvin, but now you're looking for a guy to pick up a teammate here.
Sometimes that's a strike, sometimes it's not.
Well, it needs to be called, and the Cardinals bench, well, there he goes. There's Ollie.
Figured it was coming. Ollie has been barking all night, especially when Tommy Pham got rung up twice.
All you ask for is consistency behind the plate. It's not an easy job, but it needs to go both ways. You saw in that breaking ball to Pedro Pajes, who is rarely demonstrative towards the umpire behind the plate, banged his glove on the ground.
Edwards does not like that call, and he just
now he's going to get, because he's going to say something about that pitch. He wanted to get out there to make sure Xavier didn't get thrown out of the game. So halfway there he said, oh, the heck with it. I might as well let home plate umpire Gabe Morales know what I thought about that last call. And Skip has got thrown out.
Let's hope it's Skip.
Yeah, it is, because he's leaving.
When it registers in the hitting zone, it's a strike, but the way that it's caught, because
Royals
since they got him. Here's the next pitch. That's called strike. Boy, the Angels are shouting at the home plate umpire, Mike Estabrook. And I think that was Tim Laker that might have been ejected from the Angels dugout.
Well, the points are on his shoulder. Oh, Caballero hit by the pitch. Oh, forget that. Saying he didn't get out of the way. Brock Ballou is going to get an earful from Kevin Cash.
Kevin's going.
Yeah. He's only been thrown out once this year.
You can read his lips. Below. He's like, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. And Kevin is telling him, yes, you are.
Well, now he's going to get tossed. Second ejection of the year for Kevin Cash. He doesn't get tossed too often, but when he does, he really means it.
Well, he came out hot.
Yeah.
To waved at and missed. Well, he came all the way back to get him. Now he's barking at Clemens. Here comes Cora. He is thrown out of the ball game. Willie Abreu has been run. Now he was barking back at Clemens on that pitch that he thought did not get the strike zone, but it did.
Yeah, I think AC has a right to be upset there because that was quick. Not sure what
grounded out to third base his first at bat and takes that one right off the outside corner, but called a strike.
He just threw him out.
Yep.
There is no reason to call Alex or throw him out on that. He walked right past Alex Tosi and said that zone was bad. If anybody in this league knows the strike zone, it's him. But Alex Tosi took it upon himself to throw out the Astros all-star third base.
Oliver Marmol and Lance Barrett not seeing eye to eye in the strike zone. And Ollie just got run.
Well, Ollie's saying, I was walking back and you throw me out.
Well, there were two heave-hos. I wonder if someone behind Ollie got run first, and then when Marmol started arguing, he got run too. So both the Cardinals manager and bench coach.
Whoops.
That actually hit Alex Bregman, and he's going to go to first base. No, the Astros are thinking of challenging, but they called that a hit by pitch, so the Astros don't have to challenge.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a foul ball, no hit by pitch.
And that'll be a strikeout. Lauder's first strikeout of the day, second out of the inning, and now a message from TXU Energy. Did Bregman just get tossed?
Unbelievable.
Hold on. We're not going to go to TXU. Bregman just got tossed for the second time in his last 3 games. He got tossed by Alex Tosi in the first game of the Kansas City series. Oh, that might have been Joe that got tossed. Maybe Breggy's still in the game. Breggy pointed at himself like, did you just get me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Omar.
Get out of here. Come on, man. And De La Cruz is right to argue here.
He is. That has not been a strike all night. And that's 2 back-to-back pitches that were terrible from Vanover.
And this is a great spot for David to defend his player.
He's right.
He's going to get. He's going right at the veteran umpire. I mean, it was off the plate away and then down and in.
I think he threw him out of the game.
This is a good spot for the skipper to step in and protect his best hitter.
Those were bad pitches. Those are bad calls.
Years later, managed the Padres. And a strike 3 called. Pirates are indeed frustrated.
Derek Shelton is out of the dugout right now.
In fact, he's just waiting to get tossed now. There he goes. He'll get his money's worth now. Marvin Hudson. Derek Shelton talked about how frustrated he was after the game the other day, that loss.
Watch right here. Right here. Boom. Foot on the bag. And then you can see up here the ball being tagged. So I've got him on the bag just before that tag is being applied. You can see the dirt fly up. You don't see the dirt pop up in between.
After review, the call stands. The runner's out. Oakland loses his challenge.
Well, now Mark Kotze is coming out. He's going to want an explanation to figure out if there was a ruling prior to Andujar. Yep.
Man, oh man. Mark Kotze just got ejected by Eric Bacchus.
And it's because Mark Kotze cannot come out and argue the call after it's been challenged. And this is what that rule is trying to prevent. Because just like Kevin Cash, is going to cash out on his way out.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
And that's it.
It looks like Grady Sizemore has been tossed, and he is hot. He said 2 nights in a row, you are squeezing the strike zone of my guys. And you know what? Grady's right. It's been a bad night for Hunter Wendelstedt.
Hunter's getting up in Grady's face.
Grady Sizemore sticking up for his guys.
Sometimes that can put a charge into the ball club. I mean, you got to go out there occasionally and get run. You can't blame him. This has not been the greatest night for Hunter.
I'm sure Ryan Feltner will tell you after the ball game, and Daryl Scott as well, and Buddy Black. That's part of athletics.
Somebody just got tossed.
Yeah, Buddy was getting hot, so was Daryl Scott. Buddy was really upset about multiple calls that last at bat. There's a pitch on the outside corner that Buddy asked if it was outside, and they said it was down.
So Buddy's ejected by Marquez.